This is Brian Gibbons, and I want to talk a little bit about today. This is from REI Skills about the overview on the buyer side. Now, as you can see, it says at the top, overview buyers for RTO and OF. Now, the RTO means rent to own, and that's most states in the United States and in Canada. And it means lease with an option to purchase. The OF means owner financing. Now, in Texas, you can't really do certain things with lease options easily, so we use wraparound mortgages and a few other tools in Texas. But the bottom line is we're helping the buyers buy on terms. Now, one of the first things that we study in our plan is A. See A? A says study word patterns. What to say, how to say it, and when. How to deal with objections, things of that nature. Like, for instance, when we hang a sign, we're going to hang a sign that says rent to own home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, low down, phone number. So what do you say when they call? People go, oh, what do I say? What do I say? Well, it's simple. You tell them the following. It says, thank you very much for calling. Are you calling about for yourself and your family, or are you calling about for someone else? And so forth. So we teach you the word patterns when the phone rings and what to do from there. Another example is when you knock on the door and you look at Mr. and Mrs. Seller, what do you say when you first come in? What do you say to get them to walk through the house? What do you say when you sit down at the kitchen table? How do you talk to these buyers? So it's very important that you get the training on the first step, which is A, study the word patterns. What to say, how, and when. Right. Now the paperwork. Every state's different. When you're dealing with rent to own and owner financing, depending on where you're at, what's important is that you get legal advice and you have an attorney. Now, let's say, oh, I don't know where I can find a creative attorney. Well, one of the things that you can do is simple. You can call your REIA. The president of your REIA has lots of small business attorneys that help real estate investors. And what you want to do is to learn about what can you do to help a buyer buy on terms. What kind of seller carrybacks, what kind of leases with options, what kind of wraparound mortgages, contracts for deed, agreements for deed, what is available in your state. So, is it smart to get legal advice? Yes, it is. Then you need organized files. We're going to talk about organizing your files, but everybody knows what hanging files look like. Hanging files. Hanging files are just files that are in like a crate, and they have hanging files that you can put your papers in. Okay? It's important that they're organized. If they're not organized, you can forget it. Okay? Just forget it. You got to know where stuff is, and I would keep it in your trunk, and I would have enough on the buyer side on organized files for 10 deals. And then I would pull it in every other day and go through your papers and make sure that you have enough files to be able to do at least 10 deals. And this is a paper business. That's your product. Your product is paper. So make sure you have enough paper in your organized files. The next part is a plan of action. And I call that plan of action baby steps. Baby steps. And then you have to implement the baby steps. What are the baby steps on the plan of action? It's not really that difficult. Step 1 is you're going to hang signs to get buyers. Remember, this is the buyer side, not the seller side. And then step 2 is you're going to answer the phone and you're going to get name, address, phone number, and email. In step 3, what we're going to do is we're going to deliver a packet. Deliver a packet to the buyer. And we're going to say, thank you very much. Please look this packet over and I'll call you in the next couple of days. Step 4 is once we hand that packet to them, we call them back after about 3 days and we say we need to sit down with you and help you find your dream home. And then you go through a presentation and then you finish up some paperwork for that particular buyer. And then you get to work looking for their dream home. And then they usually takes about 2 weeks for you to find their house. And then once you found their house, then you invite them over with other people to compete for that house. And once you compete for that house, you get the largest down payment possible. And then whoever gets the largest down payment that deals with the credit check, then you're fine. So that's how we find buyers. But you've got to do it in the right order. So again, your overview, you've got buyers for rent to own and owner finance. You've got to study the word patterns as far as what to say and when to say it and how to say it. You need to get your paperwork in order. You need legal advice for your state. You need a good person that understands owner financing and lease options. Then you need organized files. We'll give you every form that you could possibly need. And then you need to develop a plan of action with your coach. A, B, C, D, E. And you need your baby steps and you need to implement the baby steps. So the next video we're going to talk about is how can we do the overview for the seller side. This is for buyers for rent to own and owner financing. Okay? And remember, if you're in Texas, we're going to use something special with wraps. So this is Brian Gibbons with REI Skills, hoping you and your family have a wonderful 2010 and 11, because it's never been a better time to help buyers buy and help sellers sell on terms. Bye for now. Thanks for your time.